Hey there, Night Owls. This is Matt.
And Kyla.
And welcome to another episode of Bump in the Night. Welcome to an anal probing filled episode of Bump in the Night. Yes, you heard that right. Because we're talking about alien abductions tonight. But first, little housekeeping. Again, wanted to thank everyone for listening. I'm blown away by how many people have already looked at and listened to the first 3 episodes. But I wanted to remind everyone that we have an Instagram that you can follow, a YouTube that I'm actually working on some reaction videos that should be out on Wednesday for Skinwalkers and the Catacombs. Oh, I'm supposed you didn't say hi. Hi.
Hi.
She's back.
I'm here still.
She's the skeptic tonight.
Kind of. I'll explain.
We'll explain. But yeah, Instagram. And then we also have the email, bumpinthenightpodcast@outlook.com, that you guys can send any subjects you want us to talk about. But yeah, I just want to thank you all for the support. And this is going to be probably a shorter episode. After 3 episodes of pretty dark crap, I wanted to do a bit more fun one. Anal probing, testing, abduction. A little less scary than getting lost in the catacombs, having a wife that's a skinwalker, or a man that killed 350 little girls. So, yeah. Nobody dies in this one. But yeah, so we'll jump into it. It's literally, there's not going to be really any history or backstory. This is just some really interesting stories I found about alien abductions and things that happened, and I just wanted to dive into them. So, the first one is called the Vane Invasion. Oh, actually, real quick, before we get started, I wanted your take. What I know, me personally, I believe that the universe is too infinitely large not to have life outside of this planet. Do I believe they're coming to this planet and abducting people? I don't believe so. I'm skeptical. It could happen. I'm skeptical. I'm more open to UFO sightings, but actual people getting abducted, I don't know how I feel about that one. What about you?
So, I'm kind of in the same boat. I 100% agree that, the idea that we would be the only life forms of any type out there is honestly more terrifying to me than the idea of other life forms being out there.
Right? With as big as the universe is, that would be horrifying that we're the only little dot that has any. That's
And while
scary.
I think that they're scary green looking men out there, no. Who knows?
What do you think? They look like us?
Who knows? I'm just saying there could be life forces out there, whether it's, creatures, humanoids, whatever. I don't think we have any idea or grasp on what it is at this time. But, again, are they coming here and abducting people? No, I don't think so. Then again, at the same time, like humans, when we do research on creatures, we'll take them out of their habitat, tag them, send them back, do some tests or research, and then put them back. So, is it impossible?
No.
No. Do I believe it's happening? No.
It's one of those things you need to be abducted and probed to fully believe.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get abducted and probed. That sounds horrible. Anyway.
So I'm pretty skeptic about it. I don't think that they're coming here. I don't think they're coming to Earth.
My biggest thing is it's one of 2 things. It's either one, yes, they are coming to visit the Earth. Because you've got two things. Is one, we are very low on the totem pole as far as technology goes.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other option is we are the top of the totem pole with technology in the universe.
But if we're the top, then there's no way for them to be
so
here
it's
because
either way.
we can barely go to our own moon.
Yeah. Well, no, we can go to the moon pretty easy now.
Yeah, but we can't go.
Elon Musk. But no, I agree. And that also leads to, these stupid these movies. I'm not a huge alien movie fan because the thing that bothers me is if a species has the technology to get here,
we instantly lose.
We lose. We're not going to win that one. They will demolish us. I don't care if
we can't get out of our own solar system. If they can get out of theirs and into our, we're already done.
Yeah,
we're already the inferior there.
You know, and we've got these movies like Signs, where why did aliens decide to invade a planet 80% water if water literally melts their flesh? Or you've got like War of the Worlds, where they come here and then they die of the sniffles because our germs get them. It's like, that's the only way we're going to survive. Or Mars attacks. Music makes their heads explode. You know, I don't believe that. But these are some pretty... I mean, there's millions of stories of abductions. And so, who knows? I'm open. It's like Bigfoot. I'm open to the possibility of it being out there. I'm a bit of a skeptic. But I find the stories interesting. And so I wanted to share some with you. So, like I said, the first one is called The Vein Invasion. And
I already don't like that.
Yeah.
I already don't like that.
Anything with veins, I automatically think, like, what if one, like, bursts or so? Yeah, and you're not going to like this one at all. Anyway, I had an awful experience that I know can't have been a nightmare because I keep getting flashbacks and feel sick with fear when I remember. I woke up, there were people surrounding me, or things. I can't remember what they looked like. I screamed and ran to my mom's room, but she couldn't hear me. When I pulled the covers from her head, nobody was there. Everything sort of melted around me. So that makes me wonder, like right off the bat, she says it can't be a nightmare, which makes me think it was a fucking nightmare. But at the same time, like, technology, maybe they've got her up on the ship, put her in a room that looks like the planet, or like her house, and just, projected that.
Yeah, but she can't even remember what they look like. Like, that's a typical like dream thing, though. Is like you can see, usually a lot of the times is like you see people and figures in your dreams, but you can't make out like specific faces.
True, but
if you can't even remember what they look like.
That's the thing, though. It's fairly common with the alien abduction stories is they don't remember, and what they equate that to is, I know,
convenient.
I know. But they equate that to mental manipulation. And what happens is a lot of them go under hypnosis, and things that they have forgotten come to the surface. I'm just saying. Anyway, the story goes on. There was I don't know what a cannula is.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure what that is, and I should have looked it up. And there was, it's basically IV. Yeah, in my hand, and there was a white fluid in a syringe. I screamed as they put it through the cannula. It hurt so much, it felt like I was burning inside, and I remember the pain. I almost blacked out with the pain. I felt smoke in my throat, and it tasted acidic and thick. So, what the fuck are they, like, that's a horrible, like, can you imagine your veins throughout your body feeling like they're on fire? Like that courses through your entire body and those are burning. Like, it's not like you burn your flesh or something. It's literally a burn, like, in you. That would be awful. Like, those are one of those dreams that, like druggies, they get this itch and they, like, pick a hole in their arm. That's what I would do, is my veins would... Anyway, she says, I pushed my way out of this tube, and I guess she had gotten put in a tube. She didn't put that anywhere in the story, but she had apparently gotten put in a tube.
See, and I think it's jumping around so much that, again, there's lack of detail. It's like, it's hard to follow. And again, it kind of reminds me of dreams, because dreams are very patchy, and it goes from one thing to the next without, like, rhyme or reason of how did I get here.
So she got out of the tube and she ran. She tried to run, but they grabbed her, held her down, and put more of the liquid into me. The pain almost killed me. Then I blacked out and was back in my room. All night I tossed and turned in pain, and I realized my voice had totally been silenced. The thick smoke in my throat muffled my voice. I screamed to them to take it out. I did not wake up until 1600 in the afternoon, and my mom had to wake me up since it was so late. The veins in my hands are sticking out and feeling itchy and stinging pain inside my fingers. I took painkillers, but nothing helped. So like I said, the vein thing is horrifying. But my question is why? Like, what kind of tests with that? Other than, like, aliens trying to, like,
Okay,
test
but if you had something injected into your body and you were legitimately concerned and you legitimately
Go to the
believed
doctor.
that, why wouldn't you go to the fucking doctor?
Go to the doctor, get it tested.
Because clearly you obviously would still have traces of it or whatever it was in your body. So, and that right there is, why I don't believe that one at all. Because it's like, if you actually legitimately believe this happened, why didn't you go to the fucking doctors?
And this is why I wanted her here for this episode. She's like, she wasn't going to do it. She's like, I don't really like aliens, but I wanted a skeptic point of view because I'm a little more open to it. She's like, nah, fuck them. They're idiots. They're crazy. I guarantee you're going to ixnay all of these stories.
No,
fake. And I'm also of the belief that one is kind of iffy. I just thought it was interesting because the veins thing, it creeped me out.
Next.
All right. We're going to step it up a notch. This story is called Man Loses Virginity to Aliens.
Next.
No. There's paintings of this one, which you guys can see the painting on Instagram. It's disturbing, to say the least. So definitely go check the Instagram out. It's I almost said at Morbid Podcast because I listen to the Morbid Girls all the time. If you guys want another true crime, go listen to them. They're fantastic. But our Instagram is at Bump of the Night Podcast. So go check that out because this painting it's something special. I actually, hold on. I want you guys to see the reaction of her looking. No, it's so good. Boom. For those of you who don't go to this man literally painted a picture of him in the woods, laying on his back, and there is one of those gray aliens. It looks like in a blue, like, pilgrim dress almost.
It looks like it looks like Jason.
It kind of does because the gray mat or the gray. It's one of those gray skins, the typical.
But he
alien
wears that like blue jumpsuit.
But if you look closer, it looks like a pilgrim dress. It even has little boobs, and it looks like it's wearing like a really bad wig, and it's just hardcore giving him the cowgirl, just woo. So go check that out on Instagram because it's fantastic. Anyway, while many alien abduction, yes.
No, I can't. What?
While many alien abduction cases prove to be traumatic to those experiencing them, some alien visits are more welcome than others.
God damn it.
Welcome. Is there like a specific, like, I'm sure there is, like being sexually drawn to aliens?
Of course.
Like, no kink shaming. If there's a porn or a kink, it's in porn. I guarantee there's alien porn out there.
No, I'm 100%.
I'm not kink shaming. If you're into aliens, you do you. Just don't draw weird ass fucking paintings of it. Anyway,
well, I mean, fucking the song E.T.
I love that song.
I mean, it just
Katy Perry fan.
Of course, there's a whole kink to it. Anyway, fucking read the story.
Shoot me with your lasers. Okay. Some alien visits are more welcome than others. In the case of one Hoboken man, David Huggins, the visits are somewhat more of a pleasing event.
Oh, God.
Huggins claims to have first experienced seeing alien creatures at the age of 8. After experiencing parental disapproval and wrath, Huggins initially kept the visits to himself, but no longer. I would keep them to myself too, you freak. In fact, Huggins is known for his explicit paintings detailing his lifelong sexual exploits with alien creatures. This is what I always had an issue with, like Star Trek, things like that. How is it that, like, no matter what planet we're from, the genitals are in the same place, and apparently our dicks can still get up in there? Not like some crazy, like, tentacle vagina or something with teeth that, like, hold it. No, they're just, like, regular. You can fuck them. And let's be honest, if aliens did visit Earth, we'd fuck them. That's just what we do. Anyway, Huggins claims his sexual romps with aliens started at the age of 17 when he first encountered a sexually aggressive alien woman waiting for him in the woods.
God damn it.
What the fuck? What woods is he talking about so I can avoid that? Because I don't want a sexually aggressive alien woman. Why are you giving me that look? You,
Mister, if they came to Earth, we'd fuck them.
I didn't say I would fuck them. I said the human race would fuck them. Let's be honest. If anything is different, and if sci-fi movies have proven anything,
humans are stupid.
We're stupid, and we like to stick our dicks in things. You're talking about the species that multiple men have gotten their dicks stuck in a hot tub jet.
Oh, God.
That is what we're talking about. Hot tubs are inanimate object. If an alien came, we'd stick our dicks in it. And they might get stuck.
Read the story.
After experiencing what Huggins describes as a mind-blowing sexual experience with her,
Stupid!
Huggins has gone on to laud losing his virginity to an alien at the age of 17. Playa, which means this man never lost his virginity until ever. Did he ever lose his virginity? Oh, yeah, no. Now married and in his 70s, Huggins explains that he never stopped being visited by aliens. He clarifies that not all of the visitors are sexually aggressive, although apparently many are, as he claims to have fathered 60 alien children over the course of his lifetime. That is a lot of interplanet child support.
Does his wife know about, like, all of this?
It didn't say. I didn't really want to dig any deeper than this because
she
when
would
you type
to be just as fucking crazy as him.
Yeah, well, when you type in man with sexual alien exploits, it brings up some weird parts of the internet that I'm not mentally ready for. So I saw some of the subject lines. I'm like, nope, not even clicking. That's no. Anyway, in a documentary titled Love and Saucers.
Oh my god.
Documentary, porno, same thing. Huggins proudly displays the lurid paintings he's composed as an ode to these alien loves encounters. Whether or not one gives any credence to Huggins' story, the output of his work centered on the theme is truly prolific, delightful, absurd, and highly worth seeing for oneself. Like I said, go check out the Instagram because you gotta admit, it's worth going and looking at. What? Love and Saucers?
Love and Saucers.
I told you there were some fun ones in here.
That's what this episode is titled. I don't care what you say. It's fucking Love and Saucers.
Alright, yeah, I'll put that on there. Episode 4, not alien abductions. Episode 4, Love and Saucers. I'm down. No, I'm gonna do it now.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Alright.
What are we doing? What is this?
So, another alien sexcapade.
God damn it.
I think this is the last one. I don't. Antonio Villas Boas abduction. So Antonio Villas Boas was a Brazilian farmer who was working at night because it was too hot to work during the day when he saw a red star in the sky. As the light grew larger, he tried to drive away in his tractor, but it died. Fucking tractors. He tried running away when he was accosted by 4 humanoid creatures that dragged him into a now landed aircraft. I'm just saying that would be fucking scary, though, wouldn't it? You're just stuck on Love and Saucers.
Love and Saucers.
They stripped him down. They
were
covered him with some weird gel.
Oh god.
And then took blood samples. Kind of anticlimactic.
They were attracted to his big green tractor.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns them on. Okay, enough of my singing. People just are
guys get to, like, they're gonna leave right now. It's like, nope, we're done with the singing.
This podcast is awful.
End podcast.
This is where things get weird.
That's not weird.
It literally says weird, and then in parentheses, A female humanoid creature appeared.
Love and Saucers.
And they had sex.
Love and Saucers.
Some hand motions followed that Boas took to mean he had impregnated the creature. What fucking hand motions mean impregnation? Yeah.
That is assuming that, again, like you said...
They get pregnant like that.
Well, assuming that they would carry it in the same place as a human.
No, I think they don't. I think when you impregnate them, they do it like those frogs that bother me so much that the little holes in their back, they just like shoot out little baby alien human hybrids like gremlins when they get water spilled on them. Pew pew pew. No,
We're very good at getting distracted.
I'm sorry. This is how my brain works. You can't believe this.
Yeah.
Anyway, impregnated the creature and that she was going to leave, have the child and raise it wherever she was from.
Okay, bye.
Then, after all these sexcapades, stripping down and lubing up, they gave him a tour of their spaceship before dropping him off. Hi there, we abducted you, raped you, you impregnated my daughter. Would you like a tour of the saucer?
I mean, would you not, though?
I mean, I would go on the tour, but I would also get a checkup because if we got some freaky STDs here, think about the fucking... You don't know where that alien cooch has been.
Space AIDS.
Oh. They make your dick just, like, fall off.
Yeah.
Space AIDS. That could also be an episode title. Space AIDS. Anyway, he went on to become a lawyer and have a family. If that means anything to you as to whether he was crazy. Could you imagine, like, him being your lawyer and he just decides to tell you that story? Did I ever tell you about that time that I impregnated a woman or an alien woman after being abducted in a flying saucer? By the way, we're in court in an hour. Can I get a different lawyer?
I would represent myself at that point.
Okay. Enough alien sexy time.
Thank you. Love and saucers.
I believe so.
It's out of my system now.
No, you'll say it again, I guarantee
I will. I'm going to.
The Gundai McKay alien abduction. And I actually have a picture of this one. Somebody took a picture around the time this lady was supposedly abducted of a flying saucer, and that will also be on the Instagram. In a chilling story that 3 different people were involved in, a 22-year-old named Amy was abducted right out the window of her lounge room by some sort of flying craft. Which, that made me giggle, because could you imagine, like, sitting there, what year, I didn't see what year it was, you're sitting there playing your video games, and all of a sudden you're just like, wah! Whee! Just out the window. Amy's husband, Keith, had already gone to bed, while her...
Convenient.
Yeah. While her friend Petra stayed... Petra, stayed up to read in another room. Petra was abruptly disrupted. That was hard for me to say. Why was that hard?
Yeah.
By a blinding light coming from the lounge room and the sound of shattering glass. A rectangular beam of light was shining into the room, and according to Petra, she saw Amy being pulled out the window by the light, still apparently asleep. Oh. So just fucking out. Anyway, Keith then woke up, and both he and Petra searched the house and surrounding area for Amy, who was nowhere to be seen. Keith eventually called the police. I don't know why that wasn't his first... Like, if you just floated out the window, I would definitely call the police. Amy eventually turned up miles away with strange marks on her inner thigh. Maybe we weren't done with the sex. And, bizarrely, extensive body hair growth. I don't know what that's about, but fucking weird. Anyway, that was just straight abduction. And
That's it? That's the story?
Yeah, she didn't remember anything. She didn't remember any of it. It was just from her friends. Learn to breathe.
Sorry.
You done? Okay. The Manhattan abduction. Linda Napolitano. Originally aliased as Linda Cortill. Yeah, that's a fun name. Triggered one of the most well-documented UFO abduction cases when she claimed to have been kidnapped out the window of her Manhattan apartment building by a flying saucer. I lied. This is the one that the picture's from. This is the one that I have pictures. Said, I'm standing up on nothing, and they take me out all the way above the building. Oh, I hope I don't fall. The UFO opens up almost like a clam, and then I'm inside. So it fucking Pac-Mans it. I see benches similar to regular benches, and they're bringing me down a hallway. Doors open like sliding doors. Inside are all these lights and buttons and a big, long table. I don't want to get on this table. They get me on the table anyway. They start saying things to me, and I'm yelling. I can still yell. One of them says something that sounds like, Nabieg. I'm not joking. That's what it says. Nobbyegg. Nobbyegg. I'm going to wake you up in the middle of the night tonight. Just get close. Nobbyegg.
I will punch you in the face.
I think they were trying to tell me to be quiet because he put his hand over my mouth. Her abduction story has been corroborated by 2 United Nations bodyguards who claim to have seen exactly the scene that Linda described. There was an oval-shaped object hovering over the top of the apartment building 2 or 3 blocks up from where we sat. We didn't know where it came from. It happened too fast. Its lights turned from bright reddish-orange to whitish-blue coming out of the bottom. Green lights rotated around the edge of the saucer. A little girl or woman wearing a white gown sailed out of the window in the fetal position, then stood in midair in this beam of light. I could see 3 of the ugliest creatures I ever saw. I don't know what they were. They weren't human. So you're just sitting there and this fucking girl just shoop, and you're just like, huh. Alright. I mean, what do you do at that point?
You nope. You nope out of there and you fucking leave. She's on her own. Peace out. Nope.
So wait
Bye.
a second. Wait a second. You got after me about... this is intense. I took the glasses off. Also, there's a hair on it. About not going and helping a hiker if there was possibly a skinwalker. But there's an alien saucer literally stealing a woman. You're just like, meh, all right.
A skinwalker is a...
Our dogs are going crazy in the other room if you guys can hear that.
Oh my God.
Fucking aliens, they're coming for us.
Sorry, my brain is...
Skinwalker.
It is a tangible, corporal, living creature.
A flying saucer isn't alive, but aliens.
We don't know anything about aliens, where they come from, what they're able to do, nothing. At least a skinwalker, is mortal, and it is...
That's fair.
You somehow could kill it. You don't know if you could kill an alien.
I'm still not going on a hike. Anyway, their heads were out of proportion, very large heads with no hair. These buggers were escorting her into the craft. My partner screamed. We have got to get them. We tried to get out of the car, but couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't you get out of the car?
They knew.
Oh no!
They knew that they saw.
Just look over, grab the car handle, pull, push. And you guys were part of the United Nations bodyguards? That worries me. Anyway, we tried to get out of the car, but couldn't. After the woman was escorted in, the oval turned reddish-orange again and whisked away. Years later, in 2001, a photo was taken at Linda's apartment, and that's the photo I was talking about. I got the 2 stories mixed up. Apparently, the aliens might have been visiting to check on her. Both bodyguards would later go on to suffer severe psychological maladies after seeing what they did that night. Linda still maintains her story to this day. So why is she okay, but the bodyguards go fucking insane just from seeing a lady float by? Are you giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Do you want to see the picture?
Sure.
Okay. You guys can see this picture on Instagram. But you can see the little dot right there. I know it's a little dot, but it's there. You see the big arrow? It's pointing to the dot.
Oh my God, that's stupid.
No, she's not buying it, guys. All right. The next one is an experienced pilot crashes and died after being chased by a UFO. And what's really interesting about this one, this story about UFOs chasing and killing this guy was posted in the newspaper. I have that newspaper clipping as well as a photo that you can see. It literally says pilot chased by saucer. Like
Love and Saucer.
Love and Saucer. You said you were done.
I said it.
But Thomas Mantle, an accomplished World War II fighter pilot and member of the Kentucky Air National Guard, crashed and died in pursuit of a UFO in January 1948. When the incident occurred, a New York Times article on the pilot noted that there had previously been reports of a flying saucer in the Kentucky area, leading Mantell to his fruitless and ultimately fatal pursuit. To this day, the circumstances leading to its downfall are still disputed by the public and the military. Members of the Kentucky National Guard who also searched for UFOs that day were never able to pinpoint exactly what they were pursuing. Some scientists speculate that it could have been a weather balloon, but the fact is, we will never know.
Okay.
Dude.
It's super fucking vague, for one.
It is.
But also, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, one of the things I was gonna say before we started this, but I, like, waited and held it for this, for the talk, for all of this, is a lot of the time, like, when people talk about seeing UFOs, or even the government has come forward and said, you know, the possibility of these things, like having, you know, unidentified, you know, flying
Saucers.
ships and things like that. But just because they aren't able to identify them does not mean that they're from outer space. It could be
another country.
It could be, you know, different. I think that it's more likely for, you know, spies and, you know, things like that to be seen from other countries than outer world beings. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree. I mean, even Trump released, I forget what exactly it was. He released a thing that...
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he released a thing, declassified something on UFOs that we don't know what it is. This one what was interesting to me is the fact that nowadays, you know, a story like that would not get published. This was in the front page of a friggin' newspaper.
It was also, what,
1948? Yeah, so no, it was 1950s basically almost, but still, I thought it was interesting. He probably, the fact that he could be chasing a weather balloon, like, this is a World War II pilot and he died chasing a weather balloon.
Well, I mean, trauma. Like, they're not
No,
always...
I get that.
They're not
PTSD.
always completely, you know, all sound when they come back, sadly.
Yeah. So this next one I couldn't not put in. It's not, like, super exciting or anything, but it's from McMinnville, Oregon, which is literally about an hour away from where we live. It's where Wings and Waves is.
Okay.
And so I couldn't not do it. And there's also pictures for this one, so I have pictures of that too. One of the most, this one's called, it happened on May 11th, 1950, the McMinnville UFO. One of the most disputed and often studied UFO events in U.S. history concerns a pair of photos taken by Paul Trent after his wife Evelyn first spotted a slow-moving metallic disc in the sky near their farm just outside of McMinnville, Oregon. Trent only managed to snap 2 pictures before the disc was out of range, and skeptics and believers have fought over the photos since. In the 80s, 2 journalists, Philip J. Klass and Robert Schieffer, made it their mission to debunk the sighting. They concluded that the Trents lied about the time of day the photos were taken, so they, of course, had to be lying about the content of the photos. Ufologists have since... ufologists. That's a thing.
Apparently.
UFOologist, or a ufologist, yeah. Contested that theory, but the photos were printed in Time magazine. That's saying something. Making it one of the best publicized UFO events in history. To this day, there is still no consensus.
So, here in Oregon, we have Bigfoot and UFOs.
And those are the photos right there. I mean, that's a very clear UFO-looking thing. And these will be on the Instagram as well.
I
but
mean, UFO-looking thing, it's literally...
a saucer.
A circle.
A circle. But have you seen many circles in the sky recently?
No.
Exactly. Fucking aliens. So this is actually, this one I couldn't not put in there. It is Barney and Betty Hill, who are actually one of the first, if not the first people to actually report being abducted by aliens. It's one of the OG abduction stories. So Barney and Betty Hill were an American couple who claimed to have been abducted by aliens. They took a spontaneous trip to White Mountains of New Hampshire in September 1961. As he recounted in John G. Fuller's The Interrupted Journey from 1966, Barney needed a break from his night shift at the post office, while Betty was mentally exhausted from handling state child welfare cases. On the last night of their makeshift honeymoon, they found themselves in a Vermont diner ready to make the last dash home to Portsmouth. By leaving at 10 p.m., they planned on arriving home by around 2 a.m. which is too early to be driving. I want to be in bed at that time. On the road, Betty noticed a particularly bright star, perhaps a planet in the sky. When this celestial object began changing its course in an erratic manner, Betty was convinced it was a UFO. Her husband was not. "Barney," she said, "if you think that's a satellite or a star, you're being completely ridiculous." As the object drew closer, Barney pulled the car to a stop, gun in hand, because a gun's gonna fucking do much against a UFO. And he got out to investigate. I'm not investigating a flying saucer. If I see a flying saucer, I'm driving faster. Not my thing. I'm not into being anally probed. Not my thing. And what's the deal with that? We'll get to that. As the object drew, he pulled out his gun. As the object approached, Barney saw what he would later describe as a pancake-like disc glowing with brilliant white light, and was about the size of a jet. Fleeing back to his car, first smart decision he made, he and Betty tried to evade the vessel, but were instead overcome with an intense drowsiness and immediately fell unconscious. The couple pulled into their driveway around dawn, unable to recall what had happened. 2 hours of memory seemed to have been wiped from both of their minds. So that's what I'm saying, is it seems like a lot of times the stories are, she's rolling her eyes, folks. I don't think she's buying this one. It gets better, because there's some fun little things these aliens do to them. While Betty was convinced they had encountered a UFO and later reported the sighting to the Air Force, her husband was skeptical. It was only when the couple met with psychiatrist Dr. Benjamin Simon for a consultation in December 1963 that Barney changed his mind. Dr. Simon found both to be suffering from crippling anxiety. Fucking same. And I haven't been abducted by aliens. Betty in particular, Jesus, manifested hers in the form of repetitive nightmarish dreams. Dr. Simon then put them under hypnosis, which reportedly yields some highly ominous memories. Betty recalled Barney, sorry, I can't read. Barney recalled creatures with slanted eyes taking the couple aboard their UFO to conduct experiments on their naked bodies. More sex with aliens. Barney claimed that the beings took samples of hair, skin, and nail clippings, and then a 6-inch long needle was inserted into Betty's stomach, which that sounds awful. Barney is famous for becoming the first known abductee to report a probe of some sort being inserted into his rectum. That is something I have always wondered. Like, don't get me wrong, I love booty just as much as the other man. But why are aliens probing humans? I just spit all over the computer just now. Why are aliens sticking things in our asses? Like, what are they going to learn from that? The only thing they're going to learn for men is they're going to find the male G-spot. Other than that, what are you going to learn? Why are they probing our asses? Aliens are into pegging. I hope they use the lube.
Probably not.
I was anally probed by an alien and they just no lube whatsoever. So much chafing down there. Sorry. She's looking at me like you're an idiot. Anyway, so yeah, the probe was inserted into his rectum. He understood this to have an inexplicable sexual purpose, linked immediately to the collection of sperm in a cup. So they definitely found his G-spot.
God damn it.
I mean,
he liked it.
If it was instantly probe, sperm in a cup, they really found it. Them aliens know what's going on.
Stop it.
She's worried.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Betty told Dr. Simon that she later asked a being they knew to be the leader. Somehow they knew he was the leader. Where they were. It jokingly replied, "If you don't know where you are, there wouldn't be any point in telling you where I am."
That doesn't make any sense at all.
I think it's referencing to like possibly extra, because a lot of people think is these are extra dimensional beings. So it's like, You're in the same place, but in a different dimension. Woo! During another hypnosis session in 1964, Betty purportedly drew a star map of the sky from memory, as seen from a planet orbiting the star Zeta Reticuli. Most shocking above all was that this map was drawn with confounding accuracy. I'm sorry. The most shocking thing at all is the needle in your fucking gut and your husband being anally probed until he came all over a cup. That's the most shocking to me, not that she could draw some map.
Yeah.
And that Zeta Reticuli lies some 40 light years from Earth. Betty's nearly spot-on recreation of the stars surrounding an actual star system remains one of the most intriguing aspects of all alien stories ever reported. Ultimately, Barney and Betty Hill's account led Air Force to launch Project Blue Book. And now we have Kelly Blue Book. I'm kidding, that's not them. A shadowy initiative that aimed on investigating domestic UFO sightings and also presented a template for all UFO abduction stories that followed in the decades to come. So this is the last one. This is a story of Jesse Long. As a 5-year-old, Long and his brother thought they saw a round house under construction. A tall man appeared who flashed a bright light, and Jesse immediately felt paralyzed. He remembered nothing until undergoing hypnosis years later. During the abduction, apparently after the hypnosis, it included semen extraction to create human-alien hybrids being introduced to the product. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? This is a weird writing. So it was about crossbreeding and being abducted while still in his car. The entire vehicle being lifted into the alien craft. That was written weird the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Under hypnosis, Long recalled himself and his brother being led down a long hall, taken to separate rooms where an object was implanted into his leg, remaining there until it was removed. The object was analyzed and found to be of very remarkable composition, with unique surface characteristics that cannot be explained, generating more questions than answers. So there are other stories out there of things being implanted and not being able to tell what the material was that this implant was made of. And that's kind of going back to your tagging thing, which is interesting. But why are all these aliens horny motherfuckers? I'm naming this Love and Saucers because I didn't realize how many of these episodes came with
Love and Saucers.
Love and Saucers. But why are they creating alien-human hybrids?
I mean, why are humans learning how to clone?
Cloning has lots of things that you could clone body parts to like keep people alive. Why are these aliens just snatching up 5-year-olds and stealing their semen? He was 5.
At 5, you can't even really produce semen, can you?
You can. It's just not like.
I thought you couldn't.
I'm 99% sure you can still. It's just not on the level of. I'd have to look into that. Apparently, I don't remember my own freaking adolescence. Wet dreams. I'm pretty sure you can. I just don't think it's like. What the fuck is it called when you. Puberty. Jesus, I couldn't think of puberty. Puberty is when it like kicks into high drive, but I think it's still there.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. But I don't understand.
Well, I mean, same thing for like women, like girls, like they, we have like the ovaries and the eggs and stuff, but like we can't actually get pregnant until like after a certain point.
Not true. The record for the youngest person to give birth to a child is a 5-year-old girl. I'm not joking. Legit thing. I've read the story.
I thought the youngest was 9.
5, as far as I remember, was 5, and sadly it was her father that impregnated her.
I thought it was 9.
I could be wrong. Still. Either way, I don't understand why they're stealing our semen. I don't know why they're probing us in the ass. I don't know why that one guy in particular, because if you saw him, he's not exactly a looker. Why he was getting very sexually aggressive aliens in the woods. But, anyway, that's all the stories. I hope you guys enjoyed something a little bit lighter. What should we do next time? I think I'm going to have to go serial killer again. which means Kyla will probably not join me on that one. She doesn't like serial killers. But again, please keep up listening. Please, go follow the Instagram, go follow the YouTube. Keep leaving those reviews. I love the fact that we've it's only been a week. Hasn't even been a week.
Yeah.
A week tomorrow. We've got 13 5-star reviews, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much. And hopefully they keep listening. So we'll see you guys next episode. You done? You gonna say bye? Say bye to the fine folks?
Bye.
Bye.
Love and saucers.
Love and Saucers. That's the name. All right. See you, Night Owls.
Bye.